Sounds good.
Okay, we're going.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Will.
My name is Howie.
We are two of the designers on Boomerang. That was that was not planned. You didn't realize I was going to cue him like that.
Yep, I
But
was.
this is our game Boomerang that we've been working on. We're two of the designers. This is our Let's Play. So we're basically just going to be walking through the gameplay, talking about some of the different mechanics, and just talking general design decisions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Give you a little bit of insight into what we were thinking when we were making it.
And if you get stuck while
Um,
playing our game, this can kind of help guide you through some bits because you get to see us, or at least me, play through it.
Yeah, Howie's going to be playing it right now. I'm just going to be doing commentary, just kind of hopefully talking over stuff as he's playing, just to give you guys some more information. But without further ado, let's do it. So, start of the game here. Our first level, this is called Great Groves. It's our forest level, and it's essentially the almost the entire level is serving as essentially just a tutorial for people to kind of get used to all the different little mechanics we have because they are simple, but they do layer over each other and build a lot of complexity over time. So lots of different things here, teaching just basic platforming, the concept of rolling, which allows you to avoid enemies and roll through thorns, which would otherwise hurt you. And then at this point, we introduce the boomerang, which you can technically do that.
I wanted to do the funny fruit thing, okay? Leave me alone.
That's valid. That's valid. But yeah, using the boomerang and these fruits are there to kind of help you practice the aiming and stuff like that. Next bit here, you have the aiming reticle for the heavy throws, which is basically just a charge throw. That allows you to stick the boomerang into these types of walls that are specifically the lighter brown color, and they also have to have that wavy texture.
Yeah, they
If
go
they're not
whoop
like
whoop.
that, and it will not stick into the walls.
Like if I just try to throw it into like this one, it won't stick.
Yeah, because if you flick the joystick or press the throw button on the keyboard, just if you just tap it, then it just does a light throw. That'll push enemies back. Can you show them that? Like the difference?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So basically, these enemies you can push them around using light throws, which is just tapping the input. But then if you hold that same button for throwing, it will make your character turn green. It indicates that it's a heavy throw, and then those will stun an enemy temporarily, usually for only about I'd say a few seconds, and then once they're knocked out, you can jump on top of them and use them to get a little extra height with your platforming when you use them as platforms, so it helps you progress through the levels. But yeah, got our nice little UI in the corner. Tells you if you have the boomerang. Tells you if you've taken any damage. Those three little dots are your hit points. Basically, after 3 hits, you die. Thank you for demonstrating that.
Yes, that was a demonstration.
Yeah, I wasn't bad or anything. That was intentional. And another nice little tip, it does say it there, but a lot of people will overlook this text and have overlooked this text. If you freeze an enemy, but it's in like the wrong spot, and you're like, oh, that's not a convenient place, you can unfreeze them again just by throwing another heavy throw, so you don't have to wait the entire time. Oh yeah, then we have where you can. You're going through it so fast. I would go through this slower than you would. Why'd you do that?
Oh, I was trying to like go back through it to like, oh, look at the flavor text.
This Let's Play is a mess.
Oh yeah, this is total mess.
But
This
it's
is
fine. It's fine.
Late
it's
at night.
6 p.m.
Ow.
I'm tired. I don't want to do multiple takes, so this is what we're working with.
Where'd he go?
but-
I'm scared.
Yeah. So, obviously, Howie's going through this pretty quickly. Most people take a little bit longer to kind of get through these things. This game is intentionally designed to be more challenging, to have a little bit of a Dark Souls-esque energy to it in terms of the design. I don't know, what would you call it? Like the design philosophy.
Like feel. I don't know.
Yeah, the
design
philosophy behind the design is like having challenge, but then you overcome that challenge and it's very satisfying because you had to work hard to achieve it.
Yeah.
Whereas some of the other games would be a little bit more simple. You get it the first time, and I personally just don't find those games as gratifying, which is why we definitely wanted to have a little bit more challenge with this game.
Should I show him the super secret shortcut here?
I mean, sure, if you want to, but don't do it yet.
Okay.
I knew you were gonna do it as soon as I said it.
Ow! Words hit me.
Yeah. So basically, for this puzzle, you can't get across that really big pit of thorns until you knock that fruit down. So you have to go to the top area first to do that. And then once you knock that fruit down, you can backtrack down to this area so that you can use the fruit to climb up these areas right there, because those thorns up at the top are too thick for you to roll through. So you have to come back down here to be able to access this area and then climb all the way back up. Yeah, and that's kind of a example right there of like the wavy walls again. That's where you can throw the boomerang versus just the solid dirt is not able to be thrown into.
Yeah.
It has to be that, the soft ground dirt, the lighter stuff. But yeah. But yeah, that's our first level, and we do have a loading screen now. This is an older build, so it doesn't just chop like that.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really matter. It's just purely a cosmetic thing.
And then we have this level is colored.
Yeah, this level doesn't have color yet. It's going to have color within the next day or so. But still fully playable. Also, if you hear an absolutely terrible sound when Howie tries to throw the boomerang, we apologize. We just have to...
There we go. Got it out of the way already.
Beautiful. We had a glitch there where it basically plays the throwing sound infinitely and it sounds just like a scream, and it's pretty terrible. But if you just roll, it fixes it. So you didn't hopefully have to hear that for very long or at all, depending on what just happened.
Let's hear that again.
Oh, can you hear it? I can't hear the audio on my side, so...
Oh, yeah, because I'm just streaming my screen to you, so you can't hear it, sadly.
That's fine. It's alright. I know what it sounds like.
I wonder what's down here.
Oh, gee, I wonder. But yeah, so like in this level, you've basically learned all of the core mechanics of the game. So then we kind of add like another fun little extra layer to the platform with these bubbles. Essentially the functionality of a double jump, but you can only do it once and in obviously like contextual spots. So it gives it a little bit more nuance, and we get to control a little bit more where that double jump is used. Because obviously if there was a double jump for like Great Groves that you could use anywhere, it would pretty much break the entire level, which we don't want. But yeah, continuing along this way, got a bunch of fun little puzzles with the bubbles and using those. Some people go over to the next bit. Some people get to this point and they forget that you can jump roll through those thorns, or not thorns in this level, there's sea urchins, but yeah, you can just jump roll through those. Same thing as always. Basically, rolling is your catch-all for avoiding damage, so it's pretty much what you gotta do whenever you see something that you're like, I don't want that to hurt me. Usually just roll through.
You didn't see that.
Nah, you definitely didn't. Oh, I didn't see that either, actually.
Yeah, you didn't see that either.
Didn't see what?
Nothing. Yeah, totally nothing.
I don't even know what we're talking about.
Yeah, I'm gonna do this more difficult way. Yay.
Wow, you're so fancy. Yeah, what I'll tell you guys is most people will just stand on the edge there and not throw it midair, like that. But the thing is, you probably want to practice doing that, because on this third bit you do have to do it midair. It's literally not completable unless you do it that way. So it's kind of nice to use those first two sections to practice that idea, so that you're not doing it for the very first time in the hardest spot to do it.
Yeah.
And then we have the coral tree.
Yay.
Which is infamously challenging for people, which is understandable because it is tricky. But once you get the hang of it, you get the hang of it. That's kind of just the moral of the story with our game. It is tricky and it can be a little bit obtuse at first when you're still getting used to all the controls. But once you kind of understand the way you play and the controls for how to play, it can become a very, very fluid thing, which is why we have a timer, because this game does have really strong potential for speedrunning. Not saying you have to speedrun it. Don't feel bad if you're dying a ton and you get a really slow time, because that would purely just be you comparing yourself to yourself. Nobody's gonna make fun of you, I promise. I won't make fun of you.
Yeah, we have put in several hours of just playing this game alone. Yeah,
when you play test a level for several hours and already know the solution because you made the puzzle, it makes it a little easier. So don't feel bad if these take you a little bit of time to get. We've had plenty of practice. I say as Howie dies twice in a row.
I'm rusty at this part, okay? I haven't done this one as much.
Yeah. But yeah, it's
I got scared.
You gotta commit. But I lost my train of thought now. That's probably fine. I don't think I was saying anything important.
Probably not. I think you're just making fun of me.
Yeah, I mean I do that a lot anyway, so it's fine.
So close every time.
Don't say it.
Don't say this E10 trailer, so
Yeah, E10 plus. Not all of a sudden this is like a mature trailer.
Okay, I made it. Oh, I'm so happy now.
Sorry if none of this makes sense, guys. Sorry if we're going fast. Hopefully you can get some information from this. If not from me talking or from Howie talking, just from watching the gameplay and kind of how he's playing. I mean, might help some of you if you're, getting stuck. This might be nice to kind of just see how you play certain areas. I will say there are certain ways and like certain areas where you can have multiple solutions that do work and are valid. But really it kind of just comes down to the player, like which one they end up deciding to use. It's a little bit open-ended. Just the fact that the enemies move in like a free-form way where you can manipulate them allows for a little bit of flexibility in terms of the way that you place them. Not always, but in certain scenarios there are ways you can. Like with the coral tree, there's probably about
like at least
5
10
viable
different
routes
ways to get through that.
Yeah, there's a good amount of ways. Like just the way that Howie did it isn't the only way. I usually do it a different way where I kind of go through the middle. Some people go through the bottom, but you do have to bridge in some area. That's the only thing that's like required is you do have to use them. And this is like our final puzzle for the second level, which is the final puzzle of the game because we only have 2 levels. Originally had a third one planned, but probably are not going to get to it, which is okay because this is a good amount of content already. We've been playtesting a lot, and people typically take, with no instruction and been through on their first time, it typically takes them about 40 minutes to complete the game, just because it takes that long to kind of get the hang of things. Yeah. But once you get at it, you can finish it really quickly. My fastest is like 3.5 minutes right now.
Oh, that was a fun animation you did there for a moment.
Oh yeah, we have secret animations, which are called glitches.
Yeah. Where
he does fun things like...
I don't think I can do the funny one anymore, because... Oh, no, come back here. Yeah, so basically, once you get this checkpoint up here, you need to get that second checkpoint that's slightly higher. The way that you get up there is you have to lure this flying guy from before over to that area to bridge that bigger jump. Which a lot of people don't usually figure out, but you just gotta remember that the enemies are always the thing that you're using to complete these platforming sections. They are required and they are necessary, and if you're ever seeing a jump where you're like, I clearly can't make this, it's not going to work if you keep just jumping at it. Nothing changes, so you got to make sure that it's like, okay, if this isn't working for me the first 5 times, it's probably never going to work. I probably am missing something, and that's when you got to figure out like what that key piece is. You gotta like explore, be like, okay, what do I have at my disposal? What can I use? Having to be resourceful is part of solving some of these platforming puzzles, such as like this one, where you have to herd this guy over to that spot where you want him so that you can make it across. A lot of people don't initially think of that, but eventually they kind of get around to it. But it's nice to kind of just explain it in a Let's Play as well, give you a clear idea. But yeah, go over there. You need to make sure that you don't run too far away from him because he only has a certain range in which he'll be attacking you. So you got to make sure that you don't move away from him too fast, otherwise he'll just kind of return to his original kind of, hangout spot. Come on.
Really focusing there, huh?
Just a little bit. It's just this part that I keep screwing up.
Yeah, just roll through him again, then push him to the right. There you go. Okay.
Yeah, and then we know,
if you spam your jump, that'll make him fly a little higher, because they tend to fly a little low. That's purely just because the AI that we use isn't, like, super nice for, customizable stuff. But, yeah. But that's pretty much what we got. That's the game. How long is this recording right
now? I do not know. 14 minutes.
Oh, okay. Well, that's plenty. We could probably do another version of this and cut it down.